So apparently, if you're not recording, it shuts the camera off on you. Um, Today is Sunday, September 14th, and I have a visitor. He flew away. He's not happy with me. He flew to the other hummingbird feeder way over there by the kitchen window. So I moved the container that had my hummingbird's lunch up to help prevent the issue with the spraying. And I need to move these, especially my turmeric and my ginger. I just don't know where I'm going to move them yet. And that's just a white potato. It came back. Wildflower blend. The peppers are still growing, which cracks me up. The hummingbird mint is doing fine. The snapdragons look like they might flower again. Hello, Mama. Can you see Mama right there? Yeah, she's a hungry hummy. She can chase that other guy off. Okay, there's my hummingbird sidetrack. So I looked online and it said you can regrow a Kufia plant from its root ball. So I pulled the root ball out, cut the tops off, and split it in half and planted one in each of these two black pots. That's beets and some type of brassica. I think it's the tree-colored seed that I've had there forever and a day. Here's the Swiss chard that hasn't quite died yet, but the tag did. And I mostly prepped the big blue container I'm planning to go to the nursery, the local nursery, 2 weeks from now. It's the weekend of my birthday, and I'm going to just garden all weekend if I can. So that's prepped. It has all the branches and stuff in the bottom. It also has quite a few branches from the rosemary that I pulled up, that I killed. Not really on purpose, but I was okay with it. And then I topped it off with my a new bag of Patio Plus soil. These are 1.5 cubic foot bags. I really like it. It just does really well for me. And so that's about a third of this container. And then the dark blue on top has the rest of my organic moisture control. Well, it's got the branches and stuff and the rosemary branches and leaves, and then an entire container of compost, and then the moisture control, and then on the very top, the Patio Plus. And what I've done here is I put one of my Swiss chard here. I moved my pixie cabbage here, and this is a cauliflower from my Purple of Sicily, where it was growing out from the root. And I killed 3 or 4 caterpillars that were on it. You can see how they've been eating the leaves. So hopefully the lid will keep the caterpillars off. No sign of Ataulfo mangoes over here. It may be just too hot for them. All my garlic hasn't died yet. I put some sticks underneath to try and let it drain more. I think it's just too compacted. I needed more sand or clay kitty litter or something in there with all the organic. I'm pretty sure those were with garden soil, which is designed to put in the ground. My zinnias are still blooming. I am letting some go brown, and I am hopeful that the seeds, when they pop off like this, will grow more zinnias later. I may just keep this as zinnias in the future. We'll see. My mumps are getting ready to flower. This moth is looking for a place to lay eggs. So you can see here. So the mums are getting ready to want to flower again. And you can see behind it is a tomato branch that decided to go wandering. And I groomed the tomatoes a bit. And I put a couple of skewers up there, and I'm going to see how that works. It probably won't work long term, but for right now. Things are going okay here. It looks like I've got a walking onion or some type of onion that has decided it's okay to grow. This isn't going to survive. I don't know what I'm going to do with the second and third shelves of this, but I really like the top shelf. Everything here is doing about the same. Go cucumbers. So I had to spray the dickens out of this mini cucumber and that mini cucumber because the ants were aphid farming. And then I've got my mini watermelon here, and it seems to be okay, but not great. But look, whoops, my finger's in the way. Can you see? There's a female. I think it might have been pollinated. We'll see how this works. And I do keep putting compost in the pitcher. Learned that from Robbie and Gary Gardening Easy. There's where I pulled the cauliflower from that I put over in the blue tote. This is a couple of years old seeds. Oh man, the ants are at it again. I'm going to have to spray this one. Can you see that? The aphids? That's where the ants are farming them. This is also a cantaloupe. It is a heart of gold cantaloupe. And my calendula and my beans. And I changed my beans. I used the long skewers and made a box up here. This is all one bean plant. And I got it on eBay from a seller called Go Bag Garden. And it is a Blue Lake pole bean. So that's how I did with that. And I've been getting a couple of okras. Those are hiding down there. They seem to like being under the bean. Onions are doing okay. I'm gonna have snapdragons over here. Still haven't killed the Wandering Jew. One of these days I'm really gonna pull apart that root ball and put it in something else, but it hasn't happened yet. The cucumber hasn't died yet. Bean, okra. It's thinking about making an okra right here. That's some type of winter squash. It's I planted the last 4 or 5 seeds from my package that I had from 4 years ago, I think. And so one of them is growing. More walking onions, my mint and my walking onions. The yarrow's coming back. I'm probably going to end up pulling it out eventually. I've got volunteer tomatoes behind that white wire basket. And then these 2 mini watermelons, I've got one starting. I've got 2. And this one I just saw today, 3. So I've got at least 3 mini watermelons, and they're just little. They're going to be like the size of a softball when they're ripe, is how I understand it, if they get enough food. More walking onions. I want to eventually put another cucumber here, but I haven't done it yet. My lemon thyme's doing fine. My lemon verbena is growing back from the root. This squash is really taking off. Tree colored hasn't died yet. I really, really need to do new starts on it, and I just haven't done it. And I still have a garlic growing down there. Yeah. Rosemary, I think it may survive. This is a baby butternut, and I pollinated that puppy with the only male squash flower I had in the whole garden this week, and it was from this one. It's in a round pot, so I think that makes it a zucchini. I don't remember. I put the zucchinis in one round pot and the yellow crookneck, or the yellow summer squash in a square. I can check. All I have to do, because I know this one over here is a zucchini. Yeah, the zucchinis are in the round pots. Okay, and then once again, I had to do a bunch of my dish soap spray. This is another mini cantaloupe over here, and that one is a Japanese cucumber called Tasty Bite. What else? I've got my celery still growing. Oh, and it's like between 11:30 and noon right now, so the lighting's very different from a lot of stuff. There's my celery and my onions, my scented geranium, the, what's it called again? Skeleton rose. I really like it. I like the scent of it. It's doing really well. I'm going to come back around and go along the wall. You can see the dark purple leaves on these sweet potatoes, and those are new leaves. The newer leaves are red, and as they get older, they get green, and then they go yellow. The spaghetti squash that gave me a spaghetti squash is still blooming, but I haven't seen any female flowers. I have peppers blooming, and ants trying to pollinate them. This little volunteer tomato has 3 tomatoes on here. It's trying to grow. They're teeny tiny. My rosemary, my volunteer tree of some kind. I'm pretty sure it's apple or pear or nectarine or peach, because that's what I've composted. These are probably, the big ones are probably tomato. I dug up a bunch of the little ones, and I'll show you where I put those. This is where that celery was, and the ants were farming aphids so crazy. It was like covered in black. And yesterday I harvested my celery seed. Nothing's in the white bucket. We've got my walking onions, my green onions, my Valencia orange. And this is my dahlia. I moved it out of here. I don't think it's getting enough air. It's getting all this powdery on it. So I'm putting it where there'll be a little more air. I'm going to leave it here for a day or two. And then I'm going to put it where it gets a little bit more sun after it settles from being moved. Cucumber, it's trying to make cucumbers. Tomato, black magic kale that grew back from the stems and roots. Another brassica growing back from the roots. More walking onions. My strawberries. Okay, I'm going to get this strawberry. It's a teeny tiny strawberry, but it's my strawberry and I grew it. Well, the plant grew it. But I watered it and fed it. I've got a bigger one growing over here. And I've been trying to get these strawberries fed at least twice a week. At least once a week, but I try for twice a week, and that one's flowering. And I have the tool up still to save it from the worst of the afternoon sun. This sweet potato is trying to escape. Let's see here. Oh, there's my finger in the way. It's trying to escape. I finally pulled up the lettuces that were gone to seed, and I just dumped the tops in there. There's my walking onions. They're walking. See this one? And then it's got this one, and it's got a grandbaby. This one's walking. Okay, it's on autofocus. And then this one also is walking. What I didn't know is you're not supposed to try planting them until the stem starts to go yellow, and it hasn't done that yet. And back there, I'm pretty sure that was kale, and it also came back from where I just cut the top off and left the stump, and it's growing back, so that's good to know. And my lemongrass is doing a little bit better. I don't know if I just needed to feed it or what. And then that mess is soil from where the celery was, where I had put celery seed like a week or two ago. And so those are all little celery plants. So we're going to see which one survives. My San Marzano is really going to town. It's very happy. Ooh, I'm glad I did this. I have in the kitchen, it's already cooled. It's the water from where I steamed my greens, beet greens and cauliflower leaves and a couple of tree collard leaves. And so I don't salt it or anything. So I'm going to bring that and feed it to the tomatoes. My dill, doing okay. There's one little one growing way down there, if you can see the green. I actually planted that seed, I don't know, a while ago. I think I did a video when I did it. Again, that's my scented geranium. Geranium, red vein sorrel, walking onions, red vein sorrel, beans. My zucchini. I don't know if this one's going to make it, but there it is. I had to cut a bunch of the leaves off. Aphids, yeah. Walking onions and some type of brassica growing up from a stump. Brassica, I keep saying brassica because I don't remember what it is. No nasturtium. Yellow squash, zucchini, bean. There's my nasturtium. My nasturtium came up. I have one nasturtium that came up, and then that's a bush bean, as the sign says. And then there's my sweet potatoes. And while I head back to the inside, I realized I had Tony buy sweet potatoes about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I put them in a paper bag and put them aside. And I saw this paper bag yesterday. I'm like, what is this? And it's in my area where I keep things. And sure enough, I've got more sweet potato slips. So I got to decide what I want to do with that. Got to decide. I think I may get a dwarf fruit tree when I go to the nursery in a couple of weeks. I might try planting it in one of those totes. And I might try planting it in a smart pot. I just haven't decided. And I'm pretty sure the ants have a nest in this smart pot. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Okay, so that's everything. And look, here's a male. Oh, he's going to hide. I don't know if he'll let me. Sometimes if I move, they're okay. Sometimes they... Nope, he took off. Okay. There's the neighbor's rocks. Okay, that's all. Bye.